Most Old West history involved men, but not so much back on Valentine's Day of 1870. On February 14, 1870, Esther Morris was appointed the U.S.'s first female Justice of the Peace in South Pass City, Wyoming. Previous Justice, R.S. Barr, resigned in protest of the passage of Wyoming Territory's Women's Suffrage Amendment the previous year.
Okay, that's it. I quit.
She was born in Tioga County, New York in 1814, where she ran a successful business making hats and selling other goods to women. She married her first husband, Artemus Slack, in 1841. They had a son named Archie.
Well, how to do?
Artemus died just 3 years later. I have no idea how. So Esther and Archie moved to property that Artemus owned in Illinois. But unable by law at that time for women to own or inherit property, she ran into trouble selling the place.
Serious, you fucking piece of shit?
So in 1850 she married John Merchant of Peru, Illinois, and in 1868 they moved to South Pass City in Wyoming Territory. The family lived in a 24 by 26 foot sod-roofed log cabin. These tight quarters must have felt even tighter for Esther. Her husband John had a reputation in town as a lazy drunk and a brawler. Business in the gold rush town was good, and by 1869 the town boasted a population of over 2,000. The mines didn't produce the riches the people had hoped for. By the time Esther was appointed Justice of the Peace, the population had fallen to under 500. On the occasion of her appointment, the county clerk sent a telegraph along the wires. Wyoming, the youngest and one of the richest territories in the United States, gave equal rights to women in actions as well as words. And also on February 14, 1870, Seraph Young became the first woman to legally vote in the modern United States. On her way to work as a school teacher in Salt Lake City, and amid the speeches and music from the LDS 10th Ward Brass Band, she entered City Hall and cast her ballot in the municipal election and made history as the first woman in the United States to vote under a women's equal suffrage law. Seraph's historic vote made Utah the first place in the modern nation in which women exercised the same suffrage rights as men. And although in December of 1869, Wyoming Territory had the distinction as being the first U.S. territory to extend voting rights to women, Utah Territory quickly followed. As you know, they had a much larger female population. And despite the historical significance of her vote that day, little is known of Sarah's personal life. She was born on November 6, 1846, at Winter Quarters, Nebraska Territory, and was a grandniece of LDS Church President and former Utah Governor Brigham Young. She's also fortunate she wasn't one of his 56 wives.
That plan involves me getting my own planet, and I believe that the current president of the church, Thomas Monson, speaks directly to God.